This is my reaction to Miraculous Ladybug Season 6, Episode 15, The Ruler. In the last episode that aired, which was El Toro di Piedra, Ivan's dad wanted Ivan to help him in the heist with the Mona Lisa painting, but Ivan didn't want us to do any more heist. He just wanted his dad to be his dad, and he wanted him to quit with all the heist and stuff. But Ivan's dad was not okay with this, and he got really upset about how his son is not tough enough, and they got akumatized by Lila. Then later we find out that Lila is not working alone. She's in a council. I mean, we already knew that, but still, it's like she's in this entire council now, and we got to see like the members in the council. So there was the machine. I remember there was the crown with the guy, and then there was Natalie's father and Natalie. Those are all the peoples that I know for sure. And then I think there was a one that won for drama, because I saw like two masks, and there was like acting one. But I think for a fact the machine one is Surugi, because like she's engineering, she makes like cars and stuff and industrial things. So I'm guessing Surugi Sen's is the machine icon, and Natalie's father is the crown icon, we all know, and I don't know which one Lila is. So yeah, and then Ivan's dad got like deakumatized, and he apologized to his son, and he quit stealing and stuff. And also, Julika and her class were performing something for Miss Bustier as she was mayor and wanted to do a thank you performance concert. But since Luca wasn't there, Julika had to sing and do acoustics for the song she wrote. And for the record, it was one heck of a song and one heck of a concert. I really enjoyed that song for a fact. So, assuming from the episode title, The Ruler, I can infer that it's going to be something about the ruler of the council. Maybe he makes like an appearance in public, and we get hints who the leader of the council is and stuff. Maybe we could get see even more like action stuff, like the team villain gets introduced to Team Miraculous, and they both like have a face off, something like that. And it's getting really serious. The more closer we are to the season finale, episode 26, the more intense it gets. Like Revelator, it was a very intense episode, and El Toro di Piedra was even more. Even though it was just like a exposition, they just set up the villains and everything before like the big showdown and stuff. But yeah, this episode is far by the most closest to the season finale, so I think it's gonna have a lot of things. So yeah, let's go. Oh, that's Nathaniel's dad. He's reading the comic that Nathaniel and Marc
Ça me
wrote.
plaît beaucoup. Oui, c'est très chouette, mais ça manque un peu de
sérieux, sans doute.
Ma chérie, la
Oh
bande
my,
dessinée
they
d'un nanar, c'est ce que
live in a
j'aime.
rich family. I never
Non,
knew
ça manque
that.
de sentiment. Voilà.
Pourtant, elle est forte la relation entre Perce-Pluie et Cœur-Soleil, tu ne trouves pas?
Non, moi je te parle de véritables sentiments. Tu vois,
Well, at least the
je
bright thing
t'aime
is
comme
that
un allié,
Nathaniel's
et elle
father is
t'aime
nothing
comme
like
quelqu'un
Gabriel
d'autre.
Agreste.
C'est la méchante, papa.
Oui, mais comme ça, il se battrait pour qu'elle choisisse le plus valeureux des deux.
Tu crois vraiment?
Mais bien entendu, c'est ce que veulent les gens. Tu devrais en parler à ton pote Marc. J'ai hâte de lire la suite.
Well, this is Mark's family.
Vraiment de loin le meilleur scénario que tu as écrit. À la fois sincère
They're the
et
exact opposite of Nathaniel's family. They're encouraging and think it's good. Well, at least Nathaniel's dad is. Not mostly about them. His mom though.
Tu peux être fier de toi.
Et on a hâte de voir comment Nathaniel va
Well,
décider.
this guy, Mark's dad, I feel like I've seen him somewhere before. I feel like I've seen him somewhere before, but I'm not sure. I think it was in a different series where there was a guy, same beard, mustache, and bald, and with the same circle glasses and stuff.
Je m'appelle Marinette. Une fille
I think it was Dinocore or something. I don't remember. Oh my god, what the heck? Oh, that was Marinette? Oh shoot.
Oh, pauvre bébé, il arrête pas de couler.
Why is it green?
Il va me trouver des
Isn't mucus supposed to be like yellow or brown at the most? It That looks highly toxic. Green is not what's supposed to come out of your nose. That is disgusting.
C'est vraiment exceptionnel. Tu as vu Marinette?
Ah, non, oui, tout à fait, t'as un talent fou, Diane. J'ai juste renversé le pot de peinture sans faire exprès et ça a donné ce portrait de Jagged Stone.
No, no.
Fascinant.
Alors Marc, c'est vraiment impressionnant, mais...
What the heck?
C'est un avion à réaction.
Probably a jet plane.
C'est la scène de révélation.
That was my thoughts exactly. The Rolls-Royce
Bien
engines.
sûr que les gens veulent voir ça.
And if you guys don't know that, Rolls-Royce doesn't make just cars, they also make
Parce
the
que
engines
nous
for
avons lu
airplanes.
cette BD, nos professeurs, nos amis, nos parents. Mes parents l'ont lu et ils l'ont adoré. Ils ont même pleuré.
Quoi? Quelqu'un a pleuré?
Oui, mais de joie. T'inquiète, Marinette. On parle du dernier chapitre de notre bande dessinée.
Quoi? T'as déjà écrit la suite des aventures de Cœur Soleil et Perce Pluie?
Already? If only Miraculous episodes were at that speed. Because right now the website says no new available air
On a
dates.
tous très envie de savoir ce qui va se passer.
Just like last month.
Non, attends, je ne veux pas me divulgacher le plaisir. Je préfère attendre que Nat la dessine.
Ben, justement, Nat n'est pas sûr à 100% que l'histoire plaise à tout le monde. Peut-être que tu pourrais nous donner ton avis.
Si tu insistes.
Alors,
J'ai adoré. Ton écriture des émotions est incroyable.
c'est comme si tout ce que Cœur Soleil et Perce Pluie avaient affronté les avait menés à cette scène de révélation. Tu es rassuré? C'est une bonne histoire, je suis d'accord, mais... Tu ne l'aimes pas, c'est ça? Bien sûr que si, je l'aime. Tu es sûr? Je veux pas que tu le fasses pour me faire plaisir. Cœur Soleil et Perce Pluie, c'est notre histoire. Notre histoire à tous les deux.
Non, c'est plus que ça. C'est notre histoire. À nous tous et toutes. Hélène a raison.
This is the most closest Nathaniel and Marc have ever been. Unbelievable.
D'accord.
To think that Miraculous would finally make a Marc and Nathaniel episode. Oh no, it's on the floor.
Est-ce que ça va?
Oui, ouais, super.
Pourquoi tu te pinces le nez comme ça?
C'est juste que ça sent vraiment pas bon, tu trouves pas?
Non, je sens rien du tout.
Smooth.
Je vais y aller. Bonne soirée. Je veux dire, bonne soirée.
Have a good nose.
Tu as le droit de changer d'avis, je ne t'en voudrais pas. Ça ne changera rien entre nous, tu sais.
Oh. Why couldn't they have made an episode like this sooner? Oh, that's Lila. Never mind. Continue. Purple shoes make me think of Lila for some reason. Actually, purple anywhere makes me think of Lila. Because, you know, purple Akuma. I think I'm paranoid for Lila's new
Qu'est-ce qui
villain.
se passe, Ziggy? Quelque chose te rend triste?
Non, je pleure parce que c'est tellement beau. Cette scène de révélation, c'est tellement bien écrit. Je comprends pourquoi tu as si peur.
Why does this seem to have like a lot of foreshadowing going
Tu
on?
as raison, Ziggy, c'est un sacré challenge. Mais je vais essayer, et tu me donneras ton avis. Enfin, la terrible ténèbre avait été vaincue et les 9 royaumes étaient désormais en sécurité. La quête des
Nine
Cœurs Soleil et
kingdoms,
Perce
like the
Pluie
nine
touchait
realms.
à sa fin. Il était temps pour eux de se dire adieu. Seulement, Cœur Soleil ne pouvait s'y résoudre. Alors qu'il commençait à retirer son
This seems
pouvoir,
way
Perce
too
Pluie
close to be a
Cœur Soleil
foreshadowing.
montrait son vrai visage.
This is, I feel like
Pluie
this is
ne
the
laissait
exact
jamais
ending of this
utiliser les pouvoirs
season
de
or
Perce.
episode.
Mais Cœur Soleil s'en moquait. Il préférait perdre son pouvoir plutôt que son partenaire, qui était à ses côtés depuis le début. À son tour, d'un geste passionné, Perce Pluie ôta son aume, renonçant également au pouvoir du grand soleil.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Quelque chose me gêne.
C'est tellement beau que tu n'arrives pas à le dessiner.
Non, c'est pas ça, la fin de l'histoire. Ça peut pas se terminer comme ça, ils peuvent pas perdre leur pouvoir, c'est pas juste. Tu as changé la fin? Ça ne te plaît pas? C'était tellement évident, pourquoi je n'y ai pas pensé? J'ai fait que
What was the ending?
comme toi quand tu l'as écrit. C'est de loin la plus belle chose qu'on ait faite ensemble.
Come on, you can't just leave me in the dark like that. Why can't I know the ending of it? It was such an interesting story. I was completely lost in thought, by the way. They need to make like a mini series of Marc and Nathaniel.
Madame, c'était...
They made webisodes of Miraculous, Zach, Chibis, and even other spin-offs. Why can't they make a spin-off of Marc and Nathaniel?
jamais les BD. On devrait peut-être garder ça pour nous. Je ne veux pas
Those fins are the juice.
Non, tu as raison, c'est la plus belle chose qu'on ait faite ensemble. Tout le monde doit la voir. On l'imprime. Nat, tu es sûr tu es prêt à aller jusqu'au bout? Oui, ce qu'on a fait est sincère. Et quand ma mère la lira, elle verra comme notre histoire est belle. Aussi belle qu'importante.
Oh, a lot of indirect quoting. I'll say that. The awkward silence of printer. Huh, cheese and dirty socks. Why do they seem to like they have he's smelling himself? Right. They all seem to correlate into one single Kwame. Plaque. Yeah, you can't just throw that away. That's a waste of paper and ink.
Si ça peut te faire plaisir.
Vous pouvez me les signer?
Et cette fois, on va distribuer votre bande dessinée partout.
Blague, ne me dis pas que tu as apporté du camembert à l'école. Tu sais que ça sent trop fort.
Moi? Comment peux-tu m'accuser d'une chose pareille? Je me reconnais, ça s'est peut-être déjà produit par le passé, mais pas cette fois.
Alors, est-ce que c'est moi qui sens le vieux camembert?
Oh, j'aimerais tant que ce soit le cas.
How odd. Plague didn't bring the camembert either. So now Adrian's definitely suspicious.
Est-ce que tu avais vraiment prévu d'illustrer ça?
Non?
C'est ton ami qui a écrit cette histoire?
Bah oui, mais c'est ce que tu voulais, non? Des vrais sentiments?
Il n'y a rien de vrai dans tout ça. Tu vois ce que ça donne, toi, de l'encourager à lire des bandes dessinées?
Est-ce que c'est à cause de la scène de révélation?
Ton ami est libre d'imaginer absolument ce qu'il veut. Mais toi, tu ne dois pas gâcher ton talent avec ça. Ce n'est pas comme si...
Oh, it's just the Gabriel Agreste arc all over again, but instead of being the father, it's the mother now.
Mais pas ça. Cette phase bande dessinée, c'est terminé. Et si jamais tu as le malheur de me désobéir, je n'aurai pas d'autre choix que de t'interdire de voir...
No, don't shred it. You gotta at least have a digital copy of this, right, Nathaniel? Just gonna let her destroy that? And Nathaniel's father, you could have at least been a slightly more encouraging. Whoa, what are you doing? Don't tell me you're gonna destroy all that too. I just gave a whole entire sentence about don't waste paper and ink. You know how much ink cartridges cost? Just because your school and the government pays for them doesn't mean you can't just like... Yeah, we gotta do something about that. You were the jet plane? The jet plane. Yeah, that's what people have coined that term now. In case you didn't know already, Marinette.
Si j'essayais autre chose, je pourrais devenir quelqu'un d'autre.
C'est pas comme ça que ça marche.
Marinette, respecte mes choix, s'il te plaît.
D'accord, je les respecte. Mais tu pourrais regretter demain, ou après-demain, ou dans quelques semaines. Bref, un jour. Et ce jour-là, tu seras triste d'avoir détruit ces planches. Tu crois pas? Laisse-moi les garder ici, on sait jamais. Promis, je les montrerai à personne.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Tu vas dire quoi, Marc?
This should have been the ideal ship for Evil Illustrator.
Nat, je te connais.
But things have changed.
Tu continueras de dessiner dans ta tête. C'est faux. Et en plus, c'est mon problème. Comme ça, au moins, on pourra rester amis. Mon ami dessine avec son cœur. Il ne renonce pas à sa passion. Mon ami ne cache pas qui il est vraiment. Je suis sûr que tu trouveras un nouveau dessinateur.
Yeah, I don't think Nathaniel's mom has a problem with Nathaniel drawing comics. With what he's drawing comics of. So why is Diane having more screen time now? Did we miss a few things? I feel like we missed a few things somewhere in between episode 2 and episode 14. Why is Diane in the front group nowadays? Something's definitely went down. Why can't it be Aurora? She deserved it so much more. A little bit, I guess.
Il n'avait vraiment pas l'air. J'ai préféré vous appeler. Vous avez bien fait. Merci. On va aller voir un médecin. Allez, viens. Nat, attends! comme tu veux plus faire de BD, tu dessineras pas à la fin de Cœur Soleil et Perce Pluie. Alors, je voulais te demander, est-ce que ça t'embête si moi je le fais?
Ça ne me dérange pas, au contraire. Mais est-ce que tu sais illustrer des bandes dessinées?
Bien sûr, même si ça sera jamais aussi bien que ce que tu aurais fait.
Nathaniel a décidé de se concentrer sur des choses plus sérieuses. Il n'a plus le temps de s'intéresser à ce genre de bêtises.
Des bêtises? Son travail avec Marc est un vrai chef-d'œuvre.
See, I told you. Nathaniel's mom doesn't have a problem with him being involved in art.
Leur création pourrait faire
Maybe
rêver
she has a little bit problem
Ça suffit.
of Nathaniel
Bande
be
dessinée n'a aucun avenir.
drawing
Ce ne
comics,
sont que de vulgaires graffitis au service d'histoires stupides.
but it's what he's drawing comics of that she has a problem with.
Eh bien, on ne le saura jamais, il ne l'a pas dessiné, n'est-ce pas? Nathaniel, tu l'as dessiné? Tu as illustré ce ramassis de bêtises alors que je te l'avais interdit? Je ne te laisserai pas gâcher ton avenir. Tu vas filer droit, c'est moi qui te le dis. Non, lâche-moi.
No way, she just said that. I thought you can't make an episode like that in France. I thought it was illegal. That word straight had so many double meanings to it. Well, one double meaning.
Vous voulez remettre les choses dégaines, être en mesure de convertir votre fils à votre vision du monde.
Nowadays, the word straight is being used way too many
Je peux vous donner ce pouvoir.
out of context.
Pour son propre bien, oui, j'accepte. Et comment devrais-je vous appeler? La redresseuse.
La mère de Nathaniel a l'air vraiment très en colère. Il est temps de lui faire entendre raison. Tiggy, transforme-moi. Tiggy, transforme-moi.
Yeah, that might be a problem. Oh, nice. Also, ow.
C'est toi qui lui as donné envie de faire de la BD. Tu n'approcheras plus jamais mon fils.
Ne m'approche pas, je ne te connais pas. Ne m'approche pas, je ne te connais pas. Ne m'approche pas.
À ton tour maintenant. Tu vas enfin obéir à ta mère.
T'en prendre à moi, c'est une chose, mais à lui, tu n'aurais jamais dû.
Nathaniel Kotzberg, si tu veux m'apporter ton aide, va te cacher.
Pretty sure that also had double meaning. Get somewhere safe so you can transform.
Vous voulez pas le bonheur de votre fils? Je fais ça pour son bien, pour lui éviter de souffrir plus tard.
Il souffre déjà aujourd'hui à cause de ce que vous faites. Jeunesse!
You gotta really stop saying these kind of things, man. You're taking things. Well, you're talking about things way too personal when you're transformed. And it sort of reflects your actual identity. Same mistake that Ivan did. I feel like when you talk things like that, it kind of makes it obvious on who you actually are.
On va devoir détruire son équipement pièce par pièce.
Bad idea. I thought Lila would be smarter than this. If you already got Catnoir in your control, wouldn't it be more strategic to get Catnoir's Miraculous? Because then Team Ladybug's already weaker now.
On va retourner son âme contre elle pour qu'elle retire son...
But really, when you say things like these, it makes you want to think like, this guy is Nathaniel.
Je passe devant pour faire...
And plus the red hair gives it away. But yeah. Oh, fish. No! They're both under her control.
Demandez à Ladybug et Chat Noir leur miraculous.
No! Nathaniel came in clutch. Or what's his name? Genesis? And that is all.
Vos désirs sont désordre.
Beaten by her own power.
Ne faites pas ça. Ladybug, lance le Lucky Charm en l'air et dis Miraculous Ladybug.
Miraculous Ladybug.
Bye bye, pretty butterfly.
Qu'est-il passé? Les enfants suivent une voie qui est la leur, pas celle que l'on a projetée pour eux.
Looks like a cow.
Ce matin, Magical Charm vous aidera à vous en souvenir.
Marinette, bonne nouvelle, tu ne sentiras
What
plus
is that pink aura around you?
Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive? Oh, t'as vidé une bouteille de parfum dessus?
3 bouteilles pour
3? Oh my god.
Mais pourquoi t'as fait ça?
Bah, ça fait un moment que tu m'évites parce qu'apparemment, je sens le fromage. Alors?
Non, Adrien, tu sens pas le fromage, c'est seulement que...
Quoi? Tu sais...
Oh, that is
Je
embarrassing.
suis devant toi,
Pourquoi ça?
parce que c'est très bruyant.
Mais c'est pas grave ça, il faut pas que tu te retiennes de te moucher.
You don't wanna know how loud.
Tu m'auras toujours promis.
Mais bien sûr, promis.
His hairs are gone backward.
Ça t'a pas fait mal? Est-ce que tu m'aimes toujours?
Qu'est-ce que t'as dit?
He can't hear. He's like, what was that?
C'est pour rire, enfin. Je t'aime comme tu es, Marinette du pain de chêne.
Now it's
Si
funny.
n'essaie pas d'être quelqu'un d'autre. Surtout pas quelqu'un avec un nez plus discret.
Nathaniel Kurzberg.
Lila
Quel est
or
ton
Agley.
visage?
See, I told you. What did I tell you? It's when you talk about things like these, when you're talking about the akumatized villain, you say things that what the son would say. I don't know how to say it exactly, but it's kind of the same thing that Ivan did with his dad. He would talk to his dad about it in a superhero form, and then Lila obviously knows because she's way smarter than everyone else that it's clearly that Ivan is Minotaurox. Yeah. I don't know how to say it and put it into words, but you know what I mean. Because you kind of give your identity away when you have like a conversation like that.
Waouh, je dois reconnaître que ça, c'est du sentiment. Et c'est parfait comme ça.
You know what would be better? If you could show us. That's probably never gonna happen.
Ça y est, j'ai enfin compris. Tu as vraiment mis tout ton cœur dans ces dessins. Je te prie de m'excuser. Je t'aime, mon fils.
Again, double contact. He put his heart into those drawings. Show me some counsel.
Je ne pensais pas que faire une BD aurait autant de répercussions dans la vraie vie. On s'est fait attaquer alors qu'on parle seulement d'amour. Tu crois que la terrible ténèbre va revenir? Elle ou quelqu'un d'autre. La grande haine n'a pas été vaincue. Il y aura toujours quelqu'un pour l'invoquer. Au moins, grâce à ta nouvelle fin, Perce-Pluie et Cœur-Soleil ont gardé leur pouvoir. Ils pourront continuer le combat. Un peu comme nous. Enfin, sauf qu'on n'a pas de super pouvoir, bien sûr. Avec ou sans pouvoir, je serai toujours là pour te protéger. Moi aussi, Nat. Mais promets-moi que tu ne te mettras jamais en danger pour moi. Tu n'es pas un super-héros. Ziggy.
What? What are you doing? No. What have you done, Nathaniel?
S'il te plaît, dis quelque chose.
And now he's gonna transform, isn't he?
Orico, transforme-moi.
Can I get to see how Oriko's costume? Oh my gosh. They fooled me again. Why do they keep doing that? Bro, season 6, episode 3. And you know what the title of the episode was? Sublimation. When I went to watch Sublimation, I thought that episode was going to be all about Mark. That's what I was expecting when I walked into that episode. But you know something? It was nothing about Mark. It was about a girl named Sublime, which I'm totally okay with, and it's totally cool. But still, you could have at least named the title of the episode something else besides Sublimation so that people don't get fooled by it. And then right here, right in front of me, all I see is like an orange glow on Nathaniel's face. I don't even get to see how Mark looks like, only the theme song and the end credits. And now they don't even have that end credits anymore. It's a different end credits. That ends like 2 seconds. But yeah. I'm not sure where I heard this, whether it was a comment in a different channel or this channel. I don't think it was a comment in this channel. I think it was a comment in a different channel where the comments said like it's illegal to have pride in children's shows in France. I'm not sure exactly, but if kind of a law like that actually exists for children's shows in France or anywhere around the world for that matter, I do have to say hats off to Miraculous Corp for making an episode in the most creative way while also navigating around getting trouble and into legal problems. I do have to say every single word they said had a double context to it where people who are more older could understand it, but at the same time, for children watching it, they wouldn't get the other context of it, and they would get the context that was delivered to it, and that requires some like creative thinking. So hats off to Miraculous Corp on that part. And Nathaniel and Mark, this is the most closest they've ever been, and for the record, I didn't know that both of them were in a relationship until like after season 5, I think, where I saw like this post where the show's creator, Thomas Astruck himself, confirmed that Julika and Rose were in a relationship and Nathaniel and Mark were in a relationship. And I didn't know that this whole time. Oh, until I read that post a few months ago. But yeah. Sure, we got like hints in season 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, but it was never actual material like this as we saw in this episode. And for the record, it takes some creative thinking to put like something like that without getting into legal trouble if there's a law prohibiting for children's shows. But yeah, it was pretty good episode. I for one really enjoyed it almost. One thing is that we didn't get to see much of the villains. We know that obviously Lila's catching on to the identities of the superhero team. She can sort of make out and give like a 60% probability that this person is this superhero. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I was gonna expect something like more from the council because like after episode 7 and all, but no, we didn't get to see like much of the council. And also, I just figured this out yesterday, or I think it was the day before yesterday, that Agley was Lila. So, 2 or 1 day ago, I watched a clip of Climatic Queen on YouTube. Not the whole episode, but after it came out in English, I watched a clip of it, and then it hit me out of nowhere that how Agley communicates with Aurora and the thing she does looks exactly and mirrors exactly the way how Lila did with Kagami, just like hugging her out of the blue and telling her that you don't have to do this when her objective is to make this person do this. Like Marinette is a worse person. She's using you, and like that, Lila says to Kagami, and Kagami believes her. And it says like you're too perfect and stuff, and Kagami sort of believes that too. And same thing, same pattern. We saw her dealing with that kind of emotional communication with Aurora. Made me think that Agley might be the new Lila for season 6. It's just a theory, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure that Agley is Lila. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't see any new air dates for the next episodes of Miraculous, but I do hope that it will come out pretty soon. It was actually supposed to be the El Toro de Piedra was supposed to come out in English this Saturday, but yeah, it still hasn't came out. Oh, I don't. I think they switched to air dates for that too, because I don't see it anymore. But yeah. So in the meantime, while a new Miraculous episode comes out, I'm gonna react to other shows, and also some older other Miraculous episodes that have like already came out from season 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, that's it.